Sorry to intrude again, but it is with great pleasure that I can introduce to you individuals who have contributed to the success and progress of the program. As I announce your name, could you please stand, and can everybody else hold their applause until I finish reading. There's some special guests who are participating in today's programs. They are Dr. William Kleiner, Associate Director of Penn State Extension College of Agricultural Sciences. Dr. Richard Mawhinney, Department Head of Plant Science, College of Agricultural Sciences. The man, Dr. Benjamin McGorry, Associate Professor, Department of Plant Science, Penn State University. Miss Mary Smith, College of Agricultural Sciences, Alumni Society Board of Directors. The boss, Dr. John Kaminsky, Tonborough's Early Career Professor, Associate Professor and Director of the Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program, and the beautiful Miss Heather Treaster, Coordinator of the Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program. We're also pleased to have some of our instructors here with us today. So once again, when I call your names, you could stand up, and if everybody else could hold their applause. The Otto personality type, Mr. Rick Capozzi. The mathematician, Tim Lulis. And the man who bleeds blue and white is Mr. Rick Patchett, who isn't here either. We would also like to recognize some other guests in attendance. Mr. Brian Anardi, the graduate student. Mr. Chip Fogelman, Center Hills Country Club. Mr. Adam Herold, graduate student. Miss Maria Lanskew, Staff Assistant for the Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program Office. And we're also joined by a representative of the first year class for us today, Mr. Robert Sosinski. And two of our classmates, Mr. Jordan Roberts and Mr. Brandon Will. I would like to thank you all for coming to our Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program graduation ceremony, and thank you for all the help you have given during the past 2 years. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. William Kleiner. Dr. Kleiner was named Associate Director of Penn State Extension in October 2013. As Associate Director, Dr. Kleiner provides organizational and operational leadership in support of the strategic objectives of Penn State Extension. A key member of the College of Agricultural Sciences Administrative Board, he is responsible for daily oversight of district county operations and supervision of the Extension's 22 district directors. So if you're not impressed by that, then you won't be. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kleiner.
I appreciate that. I'm not sure how impressed you are either. What's really impressive, this is where I got my roots, actually, in the Turfgrass area and landscaping. I used to work at Williamsport Country Club. That's where I got my start on the dirt crew there, as we used to call ourselves. So coming and really looking at you folks and really starting to get it. You're going to have a good opportunity going out into the real world and working in the many positions that you will be working in. I kind of envy you in some ways. I'd like to be doing some of that again. When you get into administration, you lose sight of some of that. Dr. Rich Marie we were just talking about, going back into doing some of the things we used to do. That was the fun time of our career. I'm not saying that it's not fun, but it's a tough, different time period right now. But I hope every one of you get an opportunity to really enjoy your career in that turf area. My road went a different way. I went into Penn State Extension, and I was into turf and landscaping, the ornamentals, and also got involved into the tree fruit industry. That's where I ended up being a specialist. But you have opportunities now to get into and get out there and dig into all the turf areas, which is great being involved with the golf course area. So thanks a lot for being a part of this whole operation, and wish you all the luck and success in your careers. Take care.
Thank you, Dr. Kleiner, for your dedication to our university and your time being here with us today. We do appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Richard Mawhinney, Department Head of Plant Science in the College of Agricultural Sciences. Dr. Mawhinney's major areas of responsibility include maintaining and enhancing the growth of programs in resident instruction, extension, and research, as well as in administrative responsibilities for academic affairs, personal finances, and facilities. Other responsibilities include strengthening relationships with the other departments, plant science industries, government, and the public and private clientele. His area of expertise is within the tree fruit industry, and it's another tough act to follow. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Mawhinney.
Thank you. I think the last time I saw this group was when we first started. I think they had like an orientation on a Sunday afternoon, supposed to be ASI. And at that time, I told him to try to take advantage of all the things that Penn State has to offer. It just really is a phenomenal university. So I hope you did. You had fun here? I hope you did. If you didn't have fun here, you're not going to have fun anyway. It's hard to call it after that. You know, so, but this is a really an outstanding program. I'm not a turf person, but as I go around the country and talk to my colleagues at other universities, it becomes apparent pretty quickly that this turf program is very highly regarded. And so each year I have to write an annual report to the dean for our department. And last year, for the first time, we were asked to write impact statements. And so I use the turf program as an impact statement because it's had a tremendous impact on especially the golf course and athletic field industries throughout the country. So I hope you go out there, and I know you're going to make us proud. And so maybe in a few years we can write another impact statement that you will have written. So congratulations. I hope you get home okay. I think the travel will be a lot better than we got. So have a good rest of the day.
Thank you for your words, and also thank you for your dedication to our department and college. We're glad you could be here today also. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Johnny Kaminsky, Associate Professor and Director, Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program. Dr. Kaminsky earned his bachelor's in turfgrass science and landscape contracting from Pennsylvania State University in 1998. He then continued his education at the University of Maryland, where he went on to receive his Master's of Science and PhD in the area of turfgrass pathology. In 2009, he decided to return to his alma mater. Is that right? Alma mater. Alma mater.
Always teaching.
Where he now serves as Director of the Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program. So please join me in welcoming the fifth best pathologist in the world, Dr. John E. Kaminsky.
I want to welcome everybody to today's luncheon. This is really a culmination of 18 months of hard work. And as we've done every year since I've been here, instead of me telling you about everything they've done, we figured we would put a video together and let them tell you. Okay?
I originally got my start in golf history as a caddy. Actually, when I was back in high school, grew up playing golf and started out as a caddy, working in the bag room. When I started working on the golf course when I was 14, and just kind of fell in love with it. So from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and just golf course and beaches, and I don't really have a body for a lifeguard. I started in the industry about 6 years ago while I was attending Bloomsburg University. I needed a summer job, needed a way to make some money. So I always loved golf, so I wanted to play golf, but golf costs a lot of money. So I decided to get a job at a golf course. I went to Indiana for economics and political science, and I thought I wanted to get into federal law enforcement. I was down working in DC and was number crunching, did a lot of grant work, and I just couldn't sit behind the desk, and that's what it came down to. And I thought to myself, what do I enjoy doing? And then one day it dawned on me in the summer, I always look forward to working on a golf course. Even when I was in high school, college, I always look forward to the summer. I can be outside, working outside. Well, I started working on the golf course when I was 17. I was doing outside operations. I would always see the superintendent out there every day. Started talking to him, asking him questions. He recommended the Penn State Turfgrass Management Program, and the rest is history. Penn State is just such a big name. The golf course I work handles that stuff today. Any kind of Penn State, any like Penn State guys. Being from Wisconsin, I think Penn State was an important choice just due to the number of superintendents you see from that area that chose Penn State also, and just following the tradition that you see here.
Coming from Marion, you don't really have a choice, I guess. So I was thinking Rutgers initially, and was eventually sold on Penn State, and all the guys they sent through to us as interns, and how impressive they were.
Mark Smith, superintendent I worked for, is a Penn Stater, and I went to follow his footsteps.
My superintendent, Matt Maley, and the assistant, Josh Hampton, they both are Penn State guys, and they were giving me really good feedback and just advice from Penn State.
I think that set Penn State apart for me was just the tradition. Like, it's a great school. Just doing some research, most superintendents, it seems that we're at the higher end clubs for graduates of the program.
I did research all these other Turfgrass programs, and I actually obviously picked number one.
This one, the internship is very unique. It sets the 2-year program apart from the 4-year program. Many schools don't get there till a month and a half till after we get there. So we get to build respect with the superintendent, get a lot more responsibilities than the others, and still do a lot more things. This past summer, I had the opportunity to go to Denver Country Club for my 2020 internship. It was a great experience, being that Penn State is also pretty worldwide, and it allows me to go to different parts of the world. During my 6-month internship program, I worked at Capitol Golf and Country Club in Vancouver, British Columbia. I got to learn pretty well every aspect of turfgrass management in the western coast of North America. I got to manage polar greens, and I learned a lot about disease management and just how to run a group properly. I had a great internship. I worked out in Southampton. I got to see everything. I spent a lot more time with the mechanic. He was very turf orientated, so it was a different perspective. It was great. I also got to do a little bit of remodeling of the driving range.
I went to Shore Acres in Lake Bluff, Illinois. It's about an hour north of Chicago. I got a lot out of it. I worked for a previous boss of mine at a different golf course who became superintendent there, and he really took me under his reins and showed me how to, make chemical selections and run the crew and how to make management decisions that are pretty tough.
The ability to travel from my small town in Pennsylvania up to Haley, Idaho, definitely opened up a lot more opportunities. Being in the Penn State program allowed me to travel while actually creating more learning experiences and networking up west. My favorite class at Penn State is probably Dr. McGinnis soil class. Soils with Dr. McGinnis
Soil class, because we got to learn a lot about soil properties and really in depth of all the different tests that you have to do. I think my favorite class right now is Dr. Smalsberg, soil nutrition. His storytelling and joking around it makes for a good environment. He makes it fun. He gets you into it and he keeps you on your toes.
The mechanic class with Ken Gross. We actually did learn quite a bit about his engines and stuff. I think every super needs to know in general.
I really like case studies with Dr. Ransky. See, it's really applying everything that we've learned so far, looking at problems, and it's cool to see how different guys in the program think and solve problems and what the different options are.
My favorite class, by far, hands down, diameter, botany. Always make sure you never had questions during every class. This is a great experience. I love it so much, I even decided to take it a second time. It's a special place in my heart. Favorite memory, I'm not sure if I can say that on camera. Probably on memory every night. Most of the memories definitely happened at the hotel. I can't tell them these stories. They're legend memories. Probably my first tailgate. PD, favorite memories, definitely Herman. All the sharing class. Probably not the memories that I had with the guys, just being able to talk to.
Best memory was definitely Cutter Cup. We went up to Michigan, played Orchard Lake Golf Club. Fun, just a fun weekend. We went out there before, had a great meal. It was a great opportunity to bond with like 8 other guys in the program and get to know them a little bit better.
Being able to spend time with these guys, it's like kind of a family, a brotherhood.
My favorite part of Penn State was going out to Denver, Colorado for the sports turf conference and getting to compete in the student competition, and us being a bunch of golf guys going out there and beating all the guys who focused solely on sports turf and coming out number one position.
Upon taking first place in the student competition, we started to celebrate out on the town. And we finished the night by taking a rickshaw ride around the city of Denver. I love it here. I'm going to miss it. Every day is just another experience, another memory.
My advice to somebody trying to get into the industry is be patient, put your time in. You're going to work hard for a while, but if you do what you need to do and you do well and you work hard, you're going to do well in the industry. Just know what to get into. If you're not one that's going to want to work hard and work 70 hours a week in the summertime, then don't try to decide you want to do it. Take the time to look at what you're creating. You work on this beautiful golf course, that you created. Take the time to look at it and appreciate it. It's a very good opportunity and career if you're somebody who needs to be engaged and actually hands-on.
The best part about the turfgrass industry is, at the end of the day, taking a step back and looking at everything you've done. You see the fruits of your labor. You can look at something that you built or something that you've done throughout the day and say, I did that, and everyone else enjoys it. It could be watching the sun rising and trees off.
Those ones just in the because I'm taking your job now. After graduation, I'll be moving out to Boise, Idaho, working at Train Creek Country Club as an AIT. After graduation this April, I started Chicago Golf Club with Scott Borger in Wheaton, Illinois. I'll be returning to the Country Club as an assistant trainer. My plans after graduation are to return to Capilano Golf and Country Club as the environmental coordinator.
After graduation, I'm going back to Quill Hollow Club in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm planning on staying there through the 2017 PGA Championship. And from there, I'll go on and try to find a superintendent or assistant job at another course.
I'm going to return back home to the UK, and I'm going to change the face and turfgrass industry back there with Penn State room behind me.
I'd like to thank my parents mostly, also my nana who passed away a couple years ago. She, had me out at a young age playing golf. Thank her. Thank my girlfriend.
I would like to thank the superintendent of Glenmore National, Jeffrey Koch. He was basically the deciding factor for me to get into turf, and why I came to Penn State.
We are Penn State.
We are
Penn State. Despite this red shirt, we are Penn State.
We are Penn State.
Some of the guys are pretty good on the video, but I think it's too late for a career in movies now. This year I have the honor of introducing today's invited speaker, Dr. Benjamin McGorry, who is an associate professor in the Department of Plant Science at Penn State University. He joined the Penn State Turfgrass Science program as a new turfgrass entomologist last August. Dr. McGorry obtained his Master's of Science degree in entomology from the University of Massachusetts. And earned a doctorate in entomology from Rutgers. Prior to joining the Turfgrass Management Program at Penn State, Dr. McGorry spent 5 years directing the Turf Management Program at State University of New York, Delhi. Shortly after joining the turf team at Penn State, Ben was unanimously voted. Is this true? He was unanimously voted most handsome turf faculty member. Now I'm impressed. Unseating Mr. Jeff Porter, 14-year reigning champion. Dr. McGorry's appointment at Penn State includes conducting research to develop sustainable turf insect pest management practices and teaching in the 2- and 4-year programs. So please join me in welcoming the stud, Dr.
Thank you. That is a real award. When I got that notice from Dr. Lansky that I had won most handsome faculty member. My first week coming on board, I was blown away probably only surpassed by this moment, being asked to speak to a class that I've never taught. In fact, you didn't see my name mentioned once in the video because I've never taught this class. And so I'm just overwhelmed in all seriousness. I'm very humbled by the offer to come and speak to you. Is given just only a few words of advice. Keep it short, be funny. Probably should have had your director do that. He's good at short and funny. But anyway. So, you know, and if I end my career tomorrow, and my boss is in the audience, so, you know, it might happen, to win most handsome faculty member and to speak at graduation is some things that most people don't see in an entire career. So I'm honored, totally honored. Now, many of the students were very worried about what I would speak about. And, you know, this is what we do for a living. We teach, we give extension presentations. Speaking is what we do. Yet this is a different level of speaking. This is probably the last time you guys are all going to be together listening to an academic speak, hopefully not in a classroom type setting, but there's a lot of pressure on me. I got to say something inspiring and some pearls of wisdom that I have to give to you so that you can all go out and have a successful career. So we had a little soiree the other night at Kildare's, and people wanted me to write down my thoughts that night. They thought that I wouldn't come up with a good speech. And what I see is that you guys are so awesome. Stay young forever. I love you guys. Notes from Kildare. I didn't want to have a canned speech, but I do need to have a few bullet points, you know, keep me on track. And I know Robbie has to catch a flight back to the UK at 3:30, so I'll try to keep it brief. Nobody wants to go to a graduation speech and hear somebody talk about their accomplishments forever. So, but in all seriousness, it's great to have so many families here. You know, you guys did not go through this alone, whether you did it financially or not, or your parents helped you. You've got a support staff, so I think you should, you know, take the time to thank them for it. But then after you thank them, you know, think about the accomplishment that you went through. This is a rigorous program. It's no small feat what you did in 18 months. You know, coming back every semester and really grinding it out. This program is incredibly rigorous, and you've accomplished an amazing, amazing thing. Now, when Matt Herman came to me in our Turf Bowl training sessions one night and said, would you be interested in speaking to our graduating class? We have this other speaker in mind, somebody named James Franklin.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. I did some research on this James Franklin, and it appears that he is a head football coach here. Makes a little bit more money than I do. And in researching this James Franklin character, I see that there are many similarities between us. I think he's a little follically challenged. I think I up him in the beard category, but it appears that he went 6-6 this year. 6-6, something like that. So he wanted some mediocre university official to come and speak to you. I have 2 national championships under my belt from these guys in this room here. All right, no small feat. As said on the video, our 2-year students that I was lucky enough to train and direct a little bit went into Denver and beat guys who were sports turf specialists. I think that shows a lot about your hard work. And just your pure awesomeness. So Morgan Robbins, Matt Herman, Troy Pileski, Sean Kelly. I was looking for you. You're in the back. All right. Not even a month later, we went into San Antonio and won the national championship. Came in 1st, 3rd, 9th, and 13th out of 69 schools. It was amazing. The same 4 individuals plus Hunter Keach. Where are you, Hunter? Right there. And Justin Lewis, right there, our engaged man. So congratulations on that too. So the other moment that I had with this group was going out to Michigan, and that was a great experience for me, getting to know these guys and riding 7.5 hours in a van to Michigan. and competing in the Cutter Cup, which we fell 1 point short, which is a Ryder Cup style format that we played Michigan State in every year. And next year we hope to bring that back. But that was a great experience for me to get to meet guys like Barlow, who kept me awake driving the van on the way home. That was a long day of playing golf, very little sleep the night before. And Barlow, thank you, kept me alive. Everybody, you know, turf students, when you take them on trips, I know this from my previous experience, you get behind the wheel and they all go to sleep. Like, they're like babies, you know, some babies you have to drive around and fall asleep. Same thing. So. But from that, you know, that one experience with you guys in Michigan, for those of you who went on the trip, I was just really impressed with, you know, your overall conduct, your intellect from the turf bowl training, your passion. I just think that, and I know we have a diversity of ages here, but I look back on my time when I was your age. You guys are light years ahead of where I am. It's, you know, to think about my journey through life was not as focused as what you are. So I really admire that about that. You guys have a clear idea about what you want to do and where you want to go. You know, I was a 19-year-old who, like many of my generation, went just straight into college because that's what you wanted to do, and I didn't have a real focus about the end goal, about employment. And so I, you know, was a great high school student, but I floundered in college because I didn't have that focus that you guys have. So I really, really admire that. And, you know, it was all right. University of Maine asked me to leave after a little while. I had a good business plan. Nobody seemed to want to buy burritos at fish concerts and stuff. A guy from Maine, but I went back to school, and when I went back to school, I did find my football guy. And you know, it makes a big difference because once you leave the classroom, and I know many of you can't wait to get out of school, you got to work the rest of your life, and it is hard work. And unlike, I believe Justin, you said that you have to work hard for a little bit. That never stops. It's hard work all the way through. You know, so you're gonna have to really grind it out, but hopefully you have a passion for this. If you have a passion for it, then it's easy to go to work. It's not a problem pulling the long hours. So hopefully you have that passion. Don't lose that passion. You know, I mean, I could talk about all the things that I did wrong and give you nuggets of wisdom, but I think you need to go out and experience it for yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. I failed many times in my life. You've got to take those experiences and learn from them. So don't be afraid to fail. If I could impart any wisdom to you, is to find a mentor. It's really important. Just like you have your support staff here that helped you through this academic program, you need a support staff to help you through your work life. So try to find somebody who's going to take the time. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You're not going to be the dumbest person in the room. You're definitely not going to be the smartest person. That's a good thing to remember. We work in this place where many brilliant people around you. It's pretty easy to know that you're not the smartest person in the room, but you're not the dumbest person either. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Ask a lot of questions. Find that mentor. Never stop learning. It is kind of a sad, you know, it's a happy and sad moment today is we're all together for, you know, possibly the last time. I hate to be the person who's pointing that out, but it is the truth. So, you know, it is a sad moment, but it's a happy moment at the same time. Hopefully we can all get together in the future as proud alumni, people who are successful. As long as you've done what you have done in this 18-month program, keep at it, you will be successful. And be a good alumni. And what I mean by that is, I've never played Marion. I've never played Oakmont. Call me up. So my goal is to play the top 100 golf courses for free. So, and all the other courses in between. I don't discriminate. No, but what I mean by being a great alumni is, you know, after a couple of years and you get your feet underneath you in your career, you know, you got to look for that person. Many people mention you got here because of an alum directed you. It's going to be your turn to identify the next generation of turfgrass managers and give them your attention. Let them ask stupid questions. Be patient with them, groom them, and then send them to Penn State. So that's about all I've got. I didn't want to have anything canned. Hopefully I haven't rambled too much, but I'm incredibly proud to have known you in a very brief amount of time. My goal next year is to get more than 75% people say Dr. Gross. Turfgrass entomology class is the best class they ever took. But be proud of your accomplishments. Thank your family around you and go out and do great things.
We have a little something for Dr. McGrath. It's not quite Vogue's best looking turfgrass. We confess that. Oh, great. Yeah. So there you are. Thank you very much for all your hard work and rededication. At this time, I'd like to welcome back to the podium Dr. John Keynote.
Nobody knows the thoughts in my head that in like an hour, I will have no students for 6.5 months. It's awesome. Okay. But having said that, over the past 18 months, the students have been challenged with an intense workload and class schedule. The classes teach basic science of turfgrass management, provide real-world examples of challenges that lie ahead, and provide hands-on learning activities in the class as well as through the 6-month advanced internship. Prior to announcing the winners of our program scholarships and awards, we would like to recognize the students who received various scholarships during their time at Penn State. If when I call your names, you could please stand, and if we could hold all applause, we have a lot of awards to read. Okay, Mr. Robert Bond, Robbie. Okay, Robbie was the recipient of the British International Golf Greenkeepers Association Higher Education Scholarship supported by Ransom and Jacobson, the Communicating for Agricultural Education Program and Toro Scholarship, and the GCSAA and the Environmental Institute for Golf Scholars Competition Award. Next up, Ben Chabadi. I can never say Sabadi, I have to say Chabadi. Ben is a recipient of the GCSAA Scholars Award and the Samuel I. Russell Foundation Robert T. Summers Scholarship. Mr. Matthew Herman. Matt is a recipient of the GCSAA and Environmental Institute for Golf Scholars Award. He was a participant on the 9th place 2-year turf competition team at the Turf Bowl in GCSAA. He was a member of the 1st place team for STMA, the Turf Bowl for the Sports Turf Managers Association, and he was also a recipient of the Trans-Mississippi Ford Turf Scholarship. How much money did you win for that? $3 grand.
I got the worst on text.
Note to self, never get the students yourself. Mr. Hunter Keach. Hunter was also a participant on the 13th place team at the Golf Course Superintendents Association Turf Bowl. And again, we finished 1st, 3rd, 9th, 13th out of 69 teams. No short feat. Thank you, Dr. McGraw. Mr. Sean Kelly. Sean received the GCSA and Environmental Institute for Golf Scholars Competition runner-up, the GCSA 3rd place participant for the Turf Bowl. He was the Penn State Turf Club treasurer. He received the Samuel I. Russell Foundation Brian Lindley Scholarship and the Trans-Mississippi Golf Association Vickers Scholarship. Sean, tell me how much money you won for those last two. And what about the Samuel Russell, 2,500? 10 grand, not bad. Yeah. Whiskers upstairs on him. Okay, Mr. Justin Lewis. Congratulations again on your proposal and the acceptance. Surprising part. Okay, Justin was also a participant on the 13th place 2-year competition team at GCSAA and was the Penn State Turf Club GCSAA representative. Troy Pileski. Troy Pileski was on the 13th place 2-year competition team at GCSAA. He also won the Mountain and Valley Golf Course Superintendents Association Scholarship and was the vice president of the Turf Club. Morgan Robbins. Okay, this is a long list. Morgan won a lot of scholarships. Okay, Morgan received the Canadian Golf Course Superintendents Association Student Scholarship, the GCSA and Environmental Institute for Golf Scholars Ambassador Award, which is given out to the highest international students. The GCSA third place two-year competition team at the GCSA. The Georgian Bay Gardening Club Student Scholarship, I'm not sure what that's about. The Georgian Bay Superintendents Association Student Scholarship, the Trans-Mississippi Golf Association Curtis Ford Scholarship, and the Trans-Mississippi Golf Association Moore Turf Scholarship. Mr. Eric Worcester. Hiding behind Eric was the secretary of the Penn State Turf Club, which really is the most work that you have to do. You did a great job. Okay, so please, yes, more than who just complained? Someone just, all right. Please join me in congratulating these students for their accomplishments. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Ben McGraw back to the stage to help me recognize the outstanding students who will now receive the 2015 Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program scholarships and awards.
All right, the fun part.
Are these in order?
Hopefully they're in order.
I think so.
The recipients of the following scholarships were selected by the Turfgrass faculty, excuse me, and have been kept confidential until now. So there's an element of surprise coming up here. So are we ready? We're in order. Scholarships are selected by the Turfgrass faculty based primarily on academic achievement. The David S. Zimmerman Memorial Award is chosen by the students. Named in honor of 1978 graduate David Zimmerman, this award is presented to a bright and dynamic individual. The criteria given to the students during the selection of this award are that the winner should be a person that cooperates well with others, has a professional attitude, and has high moral character.
We've given
More than 3/4 of you just fell out of the line. The student's choice for the 2015 David Zimmerman Memorial Award is Mr. Jose. Well done, Jose. Our next scholarship is the Duff Shaw Memorial Scholarship. This award was created to honor Duff Shaw and is sponsored by the Penn State Alumni Association and the Southern California Golf Course Superintendents Association. Duff Shaw was a 1986 graduate of the program. A mere 6 years after graduating, Duff lost his life to a struggle with cancer. To honor Duff, a golf tournament is held in Southern California to raise money for Duff's daughter, Erin. A portion of these proceeds is set aside and presented each year to one outstanding individual from the Golf Course Turfgrass Management Program. This year's recipient will receive a plaque and monetary award in the amount of $1,000. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Troy Palefti. One of the most important aspects of being successful in any industry is communication. I didn't write this. I'm just reading this. Our next award recognizes one individual's accomplishments in written communication. Who is the writer amongst us? Sponsored by the Penn State Turfgrass Alumni Association, the Miles Adderley Technical Paper Writing Award was established to honor Miles, who was an outstanding writer from the graduating class of 1986 and was also from South Africa. Still English, right? Each year, money raised from an annual golf tournament is awarded in Miles' name to one student in recognition of their outstanding internship report. This year's recipient will receive a plaque and monetary award in the amount of $1,000. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Sean Kelly. All right, the last scholarship will be awarded is the Bentgrass Growers Association Scholarship. This scholarship is sponsored by the Bentgrass Growers Association and Oregon Seed Growers Association that produces the world-renowned Penn State turfgrass varieties. To date, the association has donated over $400,000 in scholarships. This year, we have 5 recipients. You want them all at the same time? Individually? You can do it. Individually, we'll do it individually. Each will receive a plaque and then a scholarship in the amount of $2,000. When I call your name, would you please come to the front to receive your award? This year's recipient of the Bentgrass Growers Association scholarships are Mr. Ryan J. Budd. More out there. Mr. Benjamin C. Body.
See that, RJ?
Third out of 5. There is no order. The ordinal place is 3rd out of 5. My fellow New Englander, Matthew Herman. Mr. Sean Kelly. And the last recipient is a man who probably doesn't need any more scholarships, Morgan Robbins. Our final award will be presented by Miss Mary Smith. Miss Smith is currently serving on the College of Agricultural Sciences Alumni Society Board of Directors and represents the Agronomy APG as Associate Director. Ms. Smith is a charter member of the Agronomy Alumni Group, and she is a life member of the Penn State Alumni Association. Please welcome Ms. Smith.
Good afternoon. I am honored to present the College of Ag Sciences Alumni Society Award for the Outstanding Student in the Turfgrass Management Program. Today, as I represent the College of Ag Sciences Alumni Society, I want to remind all of the graduates that you are welcome and encouraged to be a part of the Penn State Ag Alumni Society. And if any time in the future we can be of assistance to you, please contact the Dean's Office in the Ag Administration Building. This year's outstanding student is Mr. Morgan Robbins. Please bear with me as I have a short speech to, that's okay, come on over. I have a short speech to say about Mr. Robbins. Mr. Robbins hails from Owen Sound, Ontario, Canada, and he earned a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture degree in Turfgrass Management from the University of Guelph, Ontario. He has worked at Legacy Ridge Golf Club, formerly known as Owen Sound Golf and Country Club. He completed his internship at the Capilano Golf and Country Club in West Vancouver. Morgan loves the challenges of the weather and nature, scheduling, and training on new equipment. He has a well-rounded experience, first having worked in the back shop, where he got exposure to the course membership. He then worked in the front shop with golf professionals. Although those experiences will prove to be beneficial to his career, he found that he preferred to work on the course itself. His goal is to eventually become a golf course superintendent. So let me tell you what Morgan is going to do after graduation. He has accepted a position at the Capilano Golf and Country Club, where he interned and will be working as their environmental coordinator. I would like to give you a brief history of this club. And I know that all of you are going to be working at interesting clubs, but it's very special for me when I come up here as an agronomist or a soil conservationist, and I don't know anything about golf courses. And so I kind of do a little research and just kind of find out what one golf course is going to be like for one of your students. And I know that you all had unique experiences and will have similar golf courses to work at. The Capilano Golf and Country Club is an 18-hole facility in West Vancouver, British Columbia, and is considered one of the highest rated courses in the province. This is what they say about themselves. Designed by the estimable golf course architect Stanley Thompson and considered one of his finest efforts, Capilano Golf and Country Club presents a challenging and artistic layout that takes full advantage of the topography and natural beauty of its location. Moreover, Capilano Golf and Country Club's traditional design and immaculate conditioning have helped establish its reputation as one of the world's premier members clubs, where the scratch golfer and the high handicapper can share a game from the same set of tees and each enjoy a challenging and rewarding golf experience. The club has a long and rich history. The 160-acre property was originally purchased in the early 1900s by a nature-loving textile merchant from England, Henry Haddon, who built a country summer home on a solid rock ridge, 700 feet up the side of a mountain. Although it accidentally burned to the ground, the site would later be the current Capilano would later be near the current Capilano's clubhouse. Eventually, the property was purchased around 1930 for $20 an acre by a business formed by two wealthy financiers, A.J. Taylor and W.S. Eyre. Although Taylor was not familiar with golf, he lived near a course in Surrey, England, and was enthralled with the idea of building one on the pristine site in Vancouver. Stanley G. Thompson, who was considered to be one of the North American premier golf architects, was contracted to design a golf course on the rugged mountainside. Construction took 4 years. At the same time, a bridge across the Narrows was being built, and on the first Saturday in April of 1939, the first drives were made on the same day as the grand opening of the Lions Gate Bridge. After 2 world wars, and despite financial ups and downs, the membership purchased the club in 1955 for $825,000. Incidentally, Capilano is the anglicized form of a first name that was held by many of the Native Americans in the Vancouver area. The last chief, Capilano, lived until 1870. Morgan, as you know, working at this club will also present you with some challenges, but with your excellent work ethic, I know you're up to the job. You have obviously excelled beyond expectations here at Pennsylvania State University and the golf course Turfgrass Management Program. And the College of Ag Sciences Alumni Society wishes you all the best in your new position and in all of your future endeavors. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like Dr. Kleiner to come to the stage to present the graduating certificates. Graduating students, please proceed to the front of the room. You can line up in alphabetical order on my right. Barlow's first. Alphabetizing is so difficult. Okay, first up, Michael Edward Barlow. Mike, line up over here. John Richard Blight. Robert Edward Bond. Ryan Jeffrey Budd with distinction. Benjamin R. Chabadi III with highest distinction. Adam David Duncan. Matthew Adam Herman with distinction. Jeffrey M. Jurina. Hunter A. Keach. Sean Michael Kelly with high distinction. Matthew Tyler Lawrence. Justin Michael Lewis. Devin John Mall. Troy Oliver Pileski. Morgan Daniel Robbins with high distinction. Paul Maxwell Schimpf. Michael C. Snell. Jose Gabriel Verduzco. Eric Michael Worcester. Thomas Drew Young. Congratulations, class of 2015. If anybody would like to come up and get photos of the group, you can do that. Well, obviously, we'll make all the pictures taken by our photographer here available to you within a couple weeks. But if anybody wants to get their own shot, now's the time to do it. Seeing none, meeting adjourned. Okay, graduate students, you can return to your seat, and Mr. Lala, you can return to the podium. We're center.
Congratulations, class of 2015 and my classmates. I do have a few final announcements though. Scholarship pictures need to be taken, so please meet in the Arboretum area outside of Whiskers for photos. Each student needs to pick up an envelope at the back of this room prior to leaving. Thank you to everyone for attending the ceremony today, and I wish everyone a safe trip home. We are...